Everyone is welcome to share stories. The lead storyteller, I will start with the story, and I have Padma here. Padma is my associate storyteller. We have a group called MAST, Madras Association of Storytellers, and we give a lot of performances internationally. See, that's our background, MAST. Must in Hindi, must, if you want to read that. That's how we have a group. So Padma will also be sharing the stage with me today. The purpose of this storytelling exercise is a certain threefold process or a threefold objective. First objective, entertainment. Tell you stories, you listen, you enjoy. Next step, you learn to tell stories. Because like I told you last week, this is the limbic brain. The limbic brain sees pictures. This is the frontal neocortex brain, which uses logic to understand things. But it's a lot more appealing and a lot more effective communication when you reach the limbic brain. Because then you talk in pictures, you communicate in pictures. And there's this famous saying, a picture is equal to 1,000 words. Suppose I tell you I'm reading a book, Energize Your Mind by Gaur Gopal Das. So I showed you the book. See, the image is immediate. Telling you, you will be imagining the character here, the book by Gaur Gopal. So, when we communicate in pictures, the communication is immediate, the impact is immediate. And when we communicate in stories, the picture is that much more impactful and you retain. And my third objective is to help us handle our emotions through storytelling. A human being is an emotional being. We are not there was a person who went to Singapore and he was to give a talk. He said, please wait, sir, wait for Sophia, wait for Sophia. He said, who is the Sophia? Finally, they brought a 7-foot robo and said, that's Sophia. And Sophia will give you all the right reactions. You crack a joke, Sophia will laugh. You tell a sad story, Sophia will will give you the right colors. You say, it will show green, it will glow green in envy, it will show red with rage. But tell me, how many of you would love to have a Sophia in your life? How many of you would like to have a simple human, a vulnerable human being? Storytelling brings out this vulnerable person in you, the sensitive person in you. And remember, we are all vulnerable, whether you like it or not. Even when the avatar comes down, when Sita was carried away, Ram was devastated by his emotions. So when Abhimanyu died in the Mahabharata war, Krishna was sad. Even avatars have emotions. Why we avatar? Even avatars. Avatars coming down in the human form will have emotions. So it also gives you an appropriate tool to handle your own emotions. Like that, I start with my story. There was this young man who was working in his father's farm, 20-something, a very bright young fellow, was working in his father's farm. And the father was very happy with the son's, otherwise happy with the son's quality of work. He was very good in his work. But by his own admission, by his father's observation, he found that the young man was inclined to getting angry. Angry means not just ordinary anger, it's going insane with rage, yelling, throwing things. And my God, a very wild kind of a person. But otherwise a very good employee. He used to work very well in the farm. If he took up something, the work used to get completed well in time. And then when he spoke to the son also said, yes, Papa, I do agree that I fly off the handle very often. I lose my temper very often. I get angry very often. The father said, let's do something. Here is a toolbox full of nails, and here is a hammer. Every time you get angry, you will take a nail, go to the nearest tree and hammer the nail into the tree. And you will do it as many times as you get angry. The son first day did it for 21 times. That means he was getting angry almost every hour. The second day it came down to 17 times. It went on up to about 120 or 121 times. At the end of 121 times, the son came back to the father and said, Daddy, Papa, I didn't get angry today at all. The father said, wonderful. Every day that you don't get angry, go back to the tree and pull out one of that nail. वो break निकाल दो वहां से. So this boy took the other end of the hammer, With that, he pulled the nail. He started pulling it every day, every day. For 121 days thereafter, he pulled out a nail every day. Father said, I am thrilled, my son. You have really conquered anger. But I want you to go back and look at the tree now. He said, Papa, kya hai? Looking at the tree, what's there? He said, look at all the holes. Yeah, you have hammered, you have pulled it out. हमने आपको गाली दिया, apologize भी कर दिया. But the hole remains. घाव जो है ना, it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away easily. Sometimes it never goes away. So it's a beautiful, in Tamil, we have a poetess, scholarly poetess called Avayar. Okay, she has a lot of quotes on that. Particularly, we had a saintly person, Thiruvalluvar, and his two-line quotes are also there. They are called Kural. He says, Teenal suttapun ullarum. Tea means fire. If you are scarred or burnt by fire, the scars disappear. Navinal suttravadu, arade navinal suttravadu. The scorching words that you have given out never get healed. That's what Avayar said. So the lesson on how anger can hurt was struck to the son by the father by the simple story. So this is for us to understand. Every time you get angry, you just have to recall. And you feel like hammering somebody, you have to recall this story. Break maro. After some time, break nikalo. But look that there is a hole. Can you repair the hole? That's the thought I am leaving you with. Okay. And during the course of the day, others can welcome. And I'll give you the what subject to tell the story at that point of time. I now welcome Padma. Padma is a storyteller. She is an actress, singer, storyteller. She writes scripts and she writes her own stories. And today she will share a story with you. She's got. Over to you, Padma.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I'd request all of you to watch this on speaker mode. That way you get better effect. I'm going to narrate a story that was written by Harishankar Parsai in Hindi in the 1970s. It was titled Bholaram Ka Jeev. Now, I've done a translation of it in English because Mr. Mohan told me that most of you would follow English better than any other language. So, I've translated it in English to the best of my capacity, and I've also cut it short so that I can keep it within the given or the allotted time. So, let's get into the story. Now, this is Yamadharma Raja. And he was very furious because this had never happened before. Yamadharmaraj was in the business of admitting human souls into heaven or hell based on their merits and demerits. But to this time, where all these eons, everything had been going on well, but now he was in a fix. And right in front of him sat his assistant, the record keeper, Chitragupta, scratching his head. After verifying the huge register, he said, Yamraj, I am very sure there is no mistake in the entries. It clearly says here that Bolaram left his earthly body 5 days ago and our Yamadut had gone to fetch it. Then Yamraj asked, So where is the Yamdut? Maharaj, he is not returned also. And Bolaram's soul has also not come back. At that very minute, the gates of the court opened and came running this Yamdut. He was all flustered. He was worried. He said, Maharaj, I don't know how this happened. I have been very vigilant. I have done my duties very well all these years. You know it yourself. But somehow this Bolaram's soul slipped away. You know, I have been so alert and so vigilant. The best criminals, the best criminal lawyers, judges, nobody's soul has ever slipped away. But this Bolaram, he must have used some magic, I'm sure. And all these 5 days I've been searching every part of the earth. I could not get his soul. Maharaj, please forgive me. Yamaraj was furious. You incompetent fool! You could not bring the soul of a poor old man like Bolaram? Chitragupta immediately interjected. Yamraj, you can never tell with Bhulok. You know, in earth, all sorts of mysterious things keep happening. Graves are empty. Dead bodies get stolen. When you send a courier, it will get lost. Nowadays, Yamraj, people are kidnapping to get ransom. Maybe somebody has kidnapped Bolaram for ransom. Eh? Yamraj was very furious. Chitragupt, I think it is time for you to retire. What nonsense are you talking? Eh? Bolaram was such a poor man, he didn't have a penny to call his own. Who will want to kidnap him? And just as they were talking, they suddenly heard, Narayan, Narayan. Maharaj, welcome Narad Muni, welcome Narad Muni. Narad Muni, upon seeing the worried faces of, Yamraj and Chitragupta, he said, Are, Yamraj, so the problem of housing and accommodation in hell, it is still going on, eh? You're still facing that problem, is it? Dharmaraj said, No. That has already been solved. In the recent years, we had a lot of these architects, builders, realtors. They've all come and joined us. Those were the people who have been fleecing money from the public, and building substandard homes. So I have given that contract to them, and they are doing a superb job. So the housing problem is not there in hell anymore. But we are having a very, very rare and a peculiar problem on that. Narad Muni said, What is it? Let me know about it. And so Chitragupta told him, Muni, Narad Muni ji, there is one man called Bolaram. He was around 63 years old. He was a government employee. He died 5 days ago. And then Yamdut went to bring his soul. His soul suddenly slipped off. You're not able to find him anywhere. Narayana, Narayana. In that case, maybe he had some dues to the income tax department. I'm sure they would have detained him. Chitragupta said, No. Nay, that is not the case because he didn't have any income. So how will he pay income tax? Then let me know more about him, said Narad Muni. Then they said, he is survived by a wife and 2 children. They used to live in a small hut near the canal under the Ambedkar bridge in Lucknow. And they were so poor that his house owner has been trying to evict him, but he's not been budging. But now he's dead. We don't know whether his family is still there or not. We don't know where to go and look for him. And then Narad Muni said, Let me go and search. Let me see. It sounds like a very interesting case. And so Narad Muni went to the very location and he was immediately able to locate. He went near the house and he heard somebody crying, Bolaram, Bolaram. So he went, Narayana, Narayana. And then came a voice from inside the house. Are Babaji, we have nothing to eat ourselves. You go to the next house. Narad Muni said, No, no, Mate, Devi, please come out. I want to ask about Bolaram. Bolaram's wife came. And then Narad Muni asked, Devi, tell me, of what disease did Bolaram die? She said, He didn't die of any disease, Maharaj. He died of poverty and anxiety. You know, for the past 5 years after retirement, my husband is trying to get his pension. He has gone and knocked every door. He didn't get. Every 10 to 15 days, he used to write a requisition letter and send it to the pension cell. No reply will come. If at all the reply came, they will say, the matter is under consideration. My husband died of heartache, of sadness. Then Narad Muni said, Devi, when the time comes, everybody has to go. There is no point in feeling sad. Bholaram's wife was very angry. She said, No, 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 Babaji. How can you say that? My husband would surely have been alive had he got that 100 or 200 rupee pension. Me and my children would still be alive today. Then Narad Muni said, I don't know what to do now. So Bholaram's wife said, Babaji, you are the only one who has come and asked me about my husband. Please help us out. Please do something so that at least the pension will come. So Narad Muni thought, okay, having come to Bulok, let me go. And he went to the pension cell. He went desk after desk and he found the clerk, one clerk. Somebody pointed at him. He went and said, Sir, this Bolaram, his pension is due. He has been writing so many letters to you. Then the clerk looked at him. Who is this man, Babaji, clad with a veena hanging and claps and all that? He said, Are, so, yes, his letter are pending. Pension is pending, yes. But what to do? He has not put weight. You should put vajan hona chahiye na. He has not put weight. So, letter will fly away. Narad Muni said, Hare, look at your desk. You are having so many paperweights. If you put one paperweight also, the letter won't fly. What are you talking? Arey, you are a monk. You won't understand all this. How can a requisition letter be held by the weight of a paperweight? I tell you something. You go to the senior clerk. He will help you. You go. And so Narad Muni went to the next clerk, to the next officer, to the next table, to the next office. He went round and round in circles and everybody was talking only about weights. And Narad Muni couldn't understand what this weight was all about. Finally, after he'd finished 25 people, one peon, one chaprasi noticed the plight that Narad Muni was in and he said, Are Babaji, why are you getting involved in all this? Even for 1 full year, agar yahan aap chakkar kaatoge na, if you're going to be going around these people, they will not help you. Your last hope is to go to the big boss. You go to the big boss and you ask him. They may help you. If you're able to win his heart, you may get the pension released. Narad Muni immediately went and walked right into the big boss's office. The big boss was chewing pan. Alright, how did you come inside? No appointment also? Who allowed you? The Narad Muni said, Narayana, Narayana. I came inside because the peon was sleeping. Please help me. Then the boss asked, What do you want? Narad Muni explained about Bolaram's pending pension. Acha, Bolaram. See, you don't understand the norms of the government office. Bolaram is only at fault. Bolaram should have realized that this office is also like a temple. like a shrine, where you must serve, you must donate. Only then the officers will be appeased. You understand? Hey? Babaji, you look like a well-wisher for this Bolaram. You understand one thing. His requisition letters, they are weightless. You should put some weight. Narad Muni was going bonkers. Wait? What wait? Array, you don't know about how things work. This is a matter of government funds. You understand, Babaji? Eh? You see, a case of pension has to travel from desk to desk, officer to officer. It will take time now to get released. Eh? And everybody has to see, verify, check, sign. So much work is there. Only then it will get fixed. So much of expenditure. Eh? Nothing comes for free. You understand? Narad Muni was still waiting and wondering what is it that these guys want. And then the big boss said, we can solve this problem. We can speed up the process. But you should do one thing. You must put weight. Vajan chahiye. I will explain because you don't understand. See, you are carrying this, this ancient veena. It is looking old. But if you put this on the requisition letter, this weight will hold the letter. काम चल जाएगा. My daughter is learning music. She can use this veena. And this veena coming from a monk, it will be melodious. You understand? Poor Narad Muni. He had never expected that he will have to part with his one and only possession, the veena. But he quickly collected his emotions and said, okay, you take it. You take the veena. But you somehow have to fix this and immediately release the pension. The officer was very delighted. He said, Rakho veena yahan par. Haan. Arey Bablu, go and bring Bolaram's file. And then Bablu brought such a big file. When they opened the file, there were hundreds of letters that Bolaram had been writing, requesting for his pension. The officer quickly went through the file and pulled out the documents related to pension release. And just before he signed and put the seal, he asked once more for cross-verifying to Naradji. Bolaram now is the name of the pensioner? Narad Muni had almost lost it. He said, yes, it is Bolaram. It is Bolaram. And that was when Narad Muni heard a faint voice that came from the files. It said, Arey, you called me. Who is calling me? Is my pension released? Is it the postman? Have you come to give the pension orders? Narad Muni felt a jolt. He realized that Bolaram's soul was in the file. He quickly took the file towards him and spoke into it. Hey, Bolaram, are you inside here? Huh? Bolaram said, yes, I am here only. Narayana, Narayana. Arey, Bolaram, I am Narad Muni. I have come to take you back. Come on, come. You are expected in heaven. Then, you know what reply came from their files? No, how can I come? I am stuck between the requisition letters. I have to stay here till my pension is released. I will not come. I will not come. So that was the story written so many years ago by Harishankar Parsai, and I think to this day it holds good. Thank you so much for being such patient listeners.
Thank you, Padma. Now, people who have heard these stories, did you notice something in the process of storytelling? Yeah, feedback. What did you notice? What impact did it make on you and what did you notice? Start with Rama. Would you like to share? Yeah.
Emotional,
Okay.
voice modulation,
Okay.
A bit of, it was very natural
Okay.
acting out the parts. Several
Okay.
Yamadharmaraja,
Yeah.
Chitragupta, the
Yeah.
voice changed each
Okay.
time. It was very interesting, very
Good.
gripping,
Good.
very nicely presented.
I'm moving
Padma?
to Sudha Daveji. Yeah, please share.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah.
We can literally visualize. It was not only audible, it was this visualizing effect.
How could you visualize?
Whatever she was saying, we could see Naradji
Oh,
coming.
yes.
Naradji
That's,
coming, going
yeah,
and
yep.
talking to Yamraj.
Apart from that, did you notice the backgrounds?
Yep.
Yamaraj picture,
Yes.
Narad Muni
Naradji's
picture,
picture, of course.
Veena picture, office
Absolutely.
picture.
Absolutely.
See how you can
Amazing.
add and embellish your storytelling?
Amazing. Like
Yeah.
speechless.
So now you will remember the story.
Yep.
Retain ho gaya, and you will also retell the story. And in case we had personal problems, can you make it into a story like this?
I'll try.
आपका कहीं pension अटक गया, तो can you make it a story like this?
We have to try. I'm not so good as Pushpaji.
Okay.
Whatever Pushpaji is doing, I can't do it.
नहीं पुष्पा जी नहीं, पद्मा जी.
Sorry, Padmaji. Sorry.
She's worked hard. She works hard at it. She writes a story.
Absolutely.
जगमोहन सानी जी आप बताइए. Share, please.
Yeah, बहुत अच्छा लगा sir. The way she narrated the thing and she was, acting on all the part, and we were, as Madam has said, we were feeling that as if we are watching everything on live. We are listening to her and we are watching. Beautiful.
Including spitting the pan, huh?
The way
and
she
after
spitted,
the span is spit, the voice changes. See,
Yes.
becomes proper speech.
Beautiful. She narrated so well. It was very interesting. And I was laughing all the time.
Wonderful. Very nice. Let's hear more. Let's hear Lalita Iyer. Lalita Iyer knows Padma, but still Lalita can share. Yes, Lalita, unmute. Yeah.
Hello, I joined halfway only, so I saw Padma narrating a story. She's very expressive. She can become the character. She was enacting all the characters so well and amazing. And she was very quick in changing the backgrounds.
Yeah, yes.
That is
so you can understand storytelling involves, one hand on quickly changing backgrounds, mentally changing characters, matching the background with the character change.
The way she was spitting, it looks so real.
Wonderful.
Padma, hats off to you.
Great. Lalita herself is a very good story writer and teller. She's written a story on Tyagaraja, which I hope she will share with us someday.
Lalita is a director, very good director.
She's a very good director.
Oh, thank you for all
the directs plays, and she also acts. She acts brilliantly. She's a good singer. She's like Kishore
I never
Kumar.
knew about that.
She's
you
like
are
Kishore.
telling, so I am believing it.
She's like a lady Kishore Kumar, actor, director, composer, lyricist, singer, everything.
My God.
We will make her tell stories in our forums.
Yeah. And next time, I think I can also join storytelling.
Wonderful. That's exactly.
Patna, very nice to see you after our trip.
Wonderful. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Now, the next, I'm moving the baton. I'm transferring the baton to the next person. I want somebody to tell a story. The story can be in any of these three categories. One person you met who made an impact on you. Okay. A situation which made you think differently. It altered or transformed your way of thinking. Okay. And the third one is a situation. Third one is an experience you had, which was something like a exhilarating kind of experience. ऐसा भी हो सकता था, अद्भुत रसा. Okay. So in any of these stories, if you can bring that out, The volunteer can simply has to raise the hand.
Sir, can I barge in? Solanki here.
Please, yes, Solanki ji, please.
Namaskar, namaskar. Good evening.
Namaskar. You would like to tell a story of share, please.
एक still, मतलब you said that somebody has changed your thinking direction. That I will cover it up
Wonderful.
very nicely.
Yeah.
Sir,
Only thing is, you can tell the story in any language you like. Okay, Hindi or English particularly.
English is better. English.
Fine. But in
Hindi
case you are
English.
using Hindi or any other vernacular, please translate it so that everybody can understand.
No
Go ahead,
problem.
Solanki.
General English is better. So
Wonderful.
सर मैं दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट में मैं शिफ्ट मैनेजर था वहाँ पे, पालम एयरपोर्ट जो बोलते हैं वहाँ पे शिफ्ट मैनेजर था. एंड जब मैं मतलब वहाँ पे जो हम हवाई जहाज को तेल देते थे ना उसका काम मैं करता था. ओके, वाज अ सीनियर ऑफिसर देयर. और सडनली आई गॉट अ मैसेज दैट माय ब्रदर हैज एक्सपायर्ड. It was a very sad situation that when my brother expired, so immediately, as you know, we have to go for our rituals and immediately complete all the formalities. So me and my wife, we immediately rushed to the home. And जब elder brother हमारे expire हो गए थे, तो मेरे mother father का एक ही सपना था कि देख अभी तू दिल्ली में है, वो गुजरात में थे. We belong to Baroda actually, गुजरात से थे, तो we immediately rushed to the Baroda. तो mother father का जो कहना था, उन्होंने एक ही चीज कही कि बड़ा लड़का तो चला गया, अभी तू है तो तू हमारे साथ में रहे तो बड़ी इच्छा होती हमारे, वैसा ऐसा है. अल्टीमेटली दे कन्विंस मी कि तू हमारे साथ रहे, यहाँ पे छोटा मोटा बिजनेस कर लेंगे, ये नौकरी वोकरी छोड़. तो आई पुट अप ए रेजिग्नेशन. तो मैंने रेजिग्नेशन लेटर तैयार कर दिया. आफ्टर सम टाइम, आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग ऑल द फॉर्मेलिटीज एंड ऑल रिचुअल्स वगैरह, जब मैं वापस दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट में जाके मैंने जॉब रिज्यूम किया, सो आई मेट माई बॉस मिस्टर NP वर्मा, नवल प्रताप वर्मा, NP वर्मा उनका नाम था. तो मैंने सर उनको रूम में गया पर्सनली. आई सेड सर मैं आपसे थोड़ा बात करना चाहता हूँ. ही सेड ओके, बोलो क्या बात है. तो ही टोल्ड मी कि सोलंकी आई एम सॉरी, आई केम टू नो अबाउट योर ब्रदर एंड ऑल दिस थिंग. आई सेड सर उसी सिलसिले में मुझे बात करनी है, बिकॉज फैमिली का थोड़ा अलग व्यू है. तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि सर मैं रिजाइन करूँ मेरी करंट पोजीशन से और मैं उनके साथ में जाके रहूँ. तो ही एक्सेप्टेड द लेटर डिलाइटली. ही सेड कि ठीक है, मुझे दे दो तुम्हारा रेजिग्नेशन, लेकिन मैं तुमसे कुछ कहना चाहूंगा. मैंने कहा सर बताइए क्या बात है, मतलब व्हाट यू वांट लाइक टू से. ही सेड देख ये जो तूने मुझे रेजिग्नेशन दिया है ना, आई एम कीपिंग इट 1 month इन माय ड्रॉवर. ही सेड you are free to do anything because you are the boss, you are employee, whatever way you want, we will help you out, no problem. But I am just telling you one thing, that ये letter जो तू मुझे दे रहा है, I am keeping it in my drawer. He opened the drawer and he kept that letter in his date भी लिखा उन्होंने, received on so and so date, and he said कि मुझे एक काम कर, now I want you to do one exercise. तो मैंने कहा सर बोलिए क्या करूं. He said कि अभी sad mood है सब लोग का, but I want that you call your parents to Delhi now. हुक और क्रुक उनको एक काम कर, उनको बोलो कि पापा मम्मी आप लोग दिल्ली आ जाइए, थोड़ा साथ में रह लेते हैं. एनीहाउ मैं रिजाइन करने वाला हूँ, तो बाद में घूमने का मौका नहीं मिले, एक बार आप आ जाइए यहाँ पे, थोड़ा दिन यहाँ पे भी साथ में रहते हैं, और उसके बाद में उनको पूरा जो दिल्ली है, हरिद्वार है, ऋषिकेश है, आगरा, मथुरा सब घुमा दे. ओके, एंड क्रिएट ए सिनेरियो दैट यू आर इन अ ट्रैवलिंग मूड, यू आर इन अ डिफरेंट मूड. जो उनका जो मूड था पहले वाला, उसको चेंज करके bring into the current scenario. You are traveling to Haridwar, you are in Haridwar, you are doing Krishna darshan, you are doing, तो सारी चीज उन्होंने मुझे समझाई. एंड इमीडिएटली आई एक्टेड अपॉन, और मैंने टिकट्स वगैरह जो बुक करवा के फिर मैंने उनको बोला कि आप आइए. मैं उनको लेने गया, मदर फादर आ गए थे, मेरे भाई भी आए थे, मतलब एक दूसरे भाई थे, वो भी असिस्टेड हिम टू कम टू दिल्ली. एंड एज प्लान मैंने सारी वो बस वगैरह की, ट्रेन वगैरह की अरेंजमेंट करके रखी थी. हम घूमने गए वहां पे, हरिद्वार गए, यहाँ पे ऋषिकेश गए, सब जगह पूरा घूमे हम लोग ने. स्पिरिचुअल, रिलीजियस, या आप समझ लीजिए लेजर, दिल्ली का भी लोधी गार्डन वगैरह सब घुमाया उनको पूरा. सब घूमने के बाद ऐसा लगा कि ये लोग मॉर्निंग से इवनिंग जब हम घूमते थे, शाम को एकदम डेडली टायर्ड हो जाते थे, और सब लोग आके एकदम चलो खाना बनाओ यार, खाते हैं कुछ. मतलब आप समझ लीजिए सर के 10 या 12 दिन के अंदर में पीपल हैव फॉरगॉटन दैट व्हाट बिग थिंग हैज हैपेंड. पीपल हैव टोटली फॉरगॉटन व्हाट बिग थिंग हैज हैपेंड. एंड उसके बाद में जब मैंने इतना पूरा इन लोग को रखा, फिर मैंने उनको कहा कि मैं रिजाइन तो कर दिया है, बट ये कंपनी तो कुछ बोला था उन्होंने मुझे कि भाई आप थोड़ा 1-2 महीना लगेगा, तो आप अभी इमीडिएटली नहीं जा सकते, तो मैं अभी थोड़ा नहीं निकल पाता हूँ. फिर समोराव एक दिन मेरे फादर ने बोला कि देख एक काम कर, तू अभी आके क्या करेगा. तो मैंने कहा नहीं, अभी आके तो देखेंगे, आई एम हियर एस्टेब्लिश ऑफिसर हूँ, वहां पे आके देखूंगा ना, मुझे कोई ऐसा प्रोफेशन आता है कि मैं बढ़ाई का काम करूं या कुछ काम करूं कुछ या सिविल इंजीनियर वर्किंग इन ए ऑयल कंपनी, तो मुझे वो भी लेबल हैड गॉन फ्रॉम माय साइड। आई वाज अ सिविल इंजीनियर वर्किंग इन ए ऑयल कंपनी, तो ना मैं सिविल रहा ना मैं पेट्रोलियम में कोई मास्टरी थी। अल्टीमेटली सर 1 महीना हो गया, मेरे मदर फादर वापस चले गए वहां पे, एंड अल्टीमेटली द डिसीजन केम दैट आई एम कंटिन्यूइंग टू दिस जॉब। एक पॉजिटिव चीज ये रही इसके अंदर में, मेरे फादर और मदर ने कहा कि तेरी तो ट्रांसफर होती रहती है। मैं बोला हाँ अभी तो दिल्ली हूँ, पता नहीं अगली बार कहाँ जाऊंगा। तो बोले एक काम करना, तू जहां पे भी जाए ना हमको बुला लेना।
अरे वाह।
तो मैंने कहा क्यों? बोले बहुत मजा आ गया यार, ये सब घूम लिए हम लोग ने। मतलब नाउ स्लोली जो वीक इंसिडेंट हुआ था, इट वेंट इनटू द फेडिंग मोड एंड पीपल फॉरगॉट ऑल दिस थिंग्स। अल्टीमेटली मैं 1 महीने के बाद में मिस्टर वर्मा के पास फिर से वही चैम्बर में गया, उनके सामने बैठा। मैंने कहा सर आई डू नॉट नो हाउ टू थैंक यू सर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, एंड बट एक चीज मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि आपने वो जो लेटर रखा था ना, वो सर निकालिए, एंड व्हाट एवर यू वांट टू डू एक्सेप्टिंग इट, यू डू व्हाट एवर यू वांट टू डू।
अरे वाह, क्या बात।
देन उन्होंने वही ड्रॉअर मेरे सामने खोला एंड ही टोल्ड मी कि सोलंकी दिस इज अ हिस्ट्री, इसको भूल जा, जो मैंने कहा था वैसा कर दिया। तो या मिस्टर वर्मा इज नो मोर इन दिस वर्ल्ड सर, बट आई एम रिमेम्बरिंग माय ब्लेसिंग्स टू हिम, माय प्रेयर्स फॉर हिम। बट इस तरह से उन्होंने मेरा थिंकिंग चेंज कर दिया। और उसके बाद में मैं कई लोग जब मेरे पास, आई एम साइकोलॉजिस्ट, तो मेरे पास जब भी कोई आता है तो यू नो दैट वाज माय लर्निंग स्टेज। आई वुड ऑलवेज से दैट यंग एज में जब हम होते हैं, आप जितना भी इनपुट मिलता है, ये इनपुट कहीं आपको ना कोई बड़ी यूनिवर्सिटी में सिखाया जाता है, कहीं बुक्स में भी ये सारी चीजें नॉलेज नहीं होती है, अनलेस लाइक वी आर शेयरिंग टुडे या somebody is caring for you and he is giving you instant knowledge, otherwise ये सारा नॉलेज कहीं नहीं मिलता है। तो फिर दैट्स हिस्ट्री। उसके बाद में मेरा जबलपुर ट्रांसफर हुआ, मेरा पटना ट्रांसफर हुआ, मेरा चेन्नई, विशाखापट्टनम, ओडिशा, पूरा भारत भ्रमण किया। जहां जहां गया मेरे पेरेंट्स हैव बीन विथ मी, पूरा भारत भ्रमण मम्मी पापा को। अपार्ट ऑफ दैट थिंग, जब भी हमको LFA मिलता है सर, तो मैंने कुल्लू मनाली, शिमला और आप गुवाहाटी, मतलब आप रामेश्वरम, कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं छोड़ी जहां पे कोई बड़ी ना चीज हो और हमने न देखी हो मदर फादर को। एंड देन माय फादर यूज्ड टू प्राउडली टेल, यार मेरा लड़का तो मुझे भारत भ्रमण करा दिया पूरा का पूरा। सो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंकिंग। बट कमिंग बैक टू द ओरिजिनल थिंग इज दैट मिस्टर वर्मा लेफ्ट दैट इम्पैक्ट टू मी, दैट अगर किसी को राइट टाइम पे सही गाइडेंस दिया जाता था, he could have just accepted and sent it to HR department, but he did not do that thing. He spent some 10-15 minutes with me, explained me the situation. He also told me one thing which I missed during my introduction, that तू अभी घर जाके करेगा क्या? एक तो सब रोने के मूड में है, वहां जाके तू भी उसको रोने के मूड में करेगा। ओके, तो ये आप एक यू आर गोइंग टू बी बर्डन, और इमीडिएटली तेरी इनकम होगी नहीं वहां पे। तो जब रियलिटी ऑफ द लाइफ चालू होगी, देन यू मे रिपेंट कि तूने गलत कर दिया। उससे अच्छा तू यंग है अभी, तेरे अच्छे प्रमोशन के कैरियर्स भी है यहाँ पे। सो डू वन थिंग, दैट जो उन्होंने बताया 1 महीने का जो यू कैन से थेरापी टाइप का जो था, वो कंटिन्यू किया। सो दिस इज हाउ आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर हिम, वेरी नाइसली एक्सप्लेन मी, एंड आई ऑल्सो एक्टेड अपॉन दैट थिंग. This is my story. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And that impact is still here, sir. I am telling you, everything happened around 36, 37 years back. But आज मिस्टर आप लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग टू मिस्टर वर्मा लाइव, मेरे सामने बैठे और मुझे एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं कि सोलंकी, तो उनका फेस भी अभी मेरे सामने ही है व्हाइल आई एम टॉकिंग। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
एंड आई एम श्योर आपको अगर ऐसे कभी मौका मिला तो आप भी किसी की ऐसी आप सहायता करेंगे।
करता ही हूँ सर, दिस इज माय जॉब। आई विल टेल यू वन थिंग, दैट व्हाट आई एम डूइंग। आपको आई वुड सजेस्ट, इफ यू आर नॉट सीन, एक पिक्चर, मुझे कई लोग पूछते हैं कि तुम करते क्या रहते हो, तो मैं बोला यार मैं कुछ नहीं करता हूँ, मैं लोगों को सुनता हूँ। I listen to the people. क्या बात है? I listen to the people, I read to the people, और उनके जो इश्यूज वगैरह रहते हैं, हर एक को, कोई अगर कहता है कि मेरी लाइफ में इश्यू नहीं है, वो आदमी या तो झूठ बोल रहा है या अपने आप को चीट कर रहा है। ओके, वेरी सिंपल। तो फिर कहता है, तो मैं उनको कहता हूँ कि मैं एक डियर जिंदगी करके पिक्चर है सर, डियर जिंदगी, डियर जिंदगी। ओके, आई रिक्वेस्ट एवरी मेंबर हु इज ऑन दिस प्लेटफॉर्म नाउ दैट प्लीज स्पेंड सम टाइम, सी द डियर जिंदगी मूवी। एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट किस तरह से आपके लाइफ में ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ला सकता है। डोंट मिस ए सिंगल वर्ड, पर्टिकुलरली आफ्टर शाहरुख खान एंट्री। जब शाहरुख खान की एंट्री होती है, उसके बाद में एक भी डायलॉग मिस मत करिए, उसका और आलिया भट्ट के बीच में जो होता है। इट्स वेरी नैरेटिव पिक्चर, यू हैव टॉकेटिव पिक्चर, पीपल हैव टू बी वेरी अटेंटिव टू द एवरी डायलॉग डिलीवरी जो होता है वहां पे। तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हाउ आई ट्रांसफॉर्म लाइफ ऑफ द पीपल नाउ।
अरे वाह, बहुत अच्छी बात। सोलंकी जी, आप यहाँ के चैट बॉक्स में आपका मोबाइल नंबर डाल दीजिए, हमारी ऑफिस टीम उसे नोट करके रख लेगी। तो इन फ्यूचर कोई हम आपको एक ऐसी प्लेटफॉर्म में लाएंगे जहां आप लोगों के साथ, सीनियर सिटीजन्स के साथ आप अपने विचार बांट सकते हैं। और हम में से बहुत सारे सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं जिसको आपकी जो एडवाइस है, आपकी जो सद्भावना जो आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं, इट विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल टू ऑल ऑफ अस। आप चैट बॉक्स में आपका टेलीफोन नंबर और कांटेक्ट, आप कहाँ के हैं, कहाँ हैं अभी?
मैं सर एक्चुअली आई रिटायर्ड फ्रॉम हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम एज ए हेड ऑफ द सेफ्टी डिपार्टमेंट एंड नाउ आई एम सेटल्ड इन बॉम्बे। आई वाज इन, मैं पहले प्रोग्राम आपके लंदन से ज्वाइन करता था, मैं लंदन में था 6 महीने।
अच्छा, लंदन में थे आप? अच्छा, वंडरफुल सोलंकी जी।
लास्ट वीक मैं वापस आ गया, 1 वीक शायद मैं ट्रैवलिंग वगैरह में था, तो शायद मिस हुआ होगा एक आध प्रोग्राम।
आप हमारे हर एक फोरम में आप ज्वाइन कीजिए और आपका टेलीफोन नंबर चैट बॉक्स में दे दीजिए।
श्योर सर, श्योर, माय प्लेजर।
डेफिनेटली लाइक टू कॉल यू
एंड आई विल बी हैप्पी टू हेल्प एनीबॉडी इन फ्रॉम योर ग्रुप, कोई भी है, क्योंकि 1000 टाइप के प्रॉब्लम रहेंगे, बिकॉज वी आर ए ह्यूमन बीइंग अल्टीमेटली, एंड आपके लिए जो अच्छी बात है वो मेरे लिए बुरी होगी। लेट मी बी वेरी क्लियर। एक जब मैं आई विल जस्ट गिव एन एग्जांपल, एक आदमी जब बकरी को काटता है खाने के लिए, इट्स ए गुड थिंग दैट ही इज फीडिंग, बट बकरी के फैमिली की वो बैड थिंग होती है कि आई एम लूजिंग वन ऑफ माय मेंबर। ओके, सो किसी का अच्छा होता है उसमें, किसी का बुरा होता है, एंड वही हमको देखना है कि क्या सच है इसके अंदर में। ओके, so that kind of analysis I do. I make a profile of the people and I'm available for any member anytime.
Wonderful.
Just WhatsApp me in advance because मेरे appointments रहते हैं, so I always normally मेरे call 1-1.5 घंटा चलते हैं।
Oh, wonderful. आप अपना फोन नंबर दे दीजिए। You are a blessing to senior student. Thank you very much.
Sure, sir. My pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. Okay. Next storyteller, I would invite anyone who, Dr. Smita would like to share a story. Yes, Dr. Smita, the forum is yours. Unmute.
Yeah, hello everyone. Padma ji would was like to say thank you. Just love the way you describe story. It didn't look like one person was talking. It looked like 5 people were describing story. Amazing. So inspiring. Thank you so much. Okay, so one, I would like to describe an experience. Suddenly when Mohan sir said, describe something what experience, one experience came to my mind. So I'm a doctor and we have to do 1 year of internship post we finish our MBBS study, and 1 year of rural posting is compulsory. So I had got my rural posting in Karjat Hospital from Mumbai. It's a Karjat Hospital PHC center, primary healthcare center, very minimal facilities, village people. So once we had a delivery, a lady, she was bought by a lot of her relatives. Nearly 10-12 people had got her because she was literally going in labor with too much of pain. And during that time, so the PHC, we do not have any specialists there. It was only the interns who run the PHC, and there is one CMO, but the CMO was off duty. It was me and my friend Neha who were both in the PHC that time. And this lady came in. She had just gone into labor. She had previous history of miscarriages, and she had not come for routine follow-up. And she was bought by 10-12 of her relatives. So we both were scared because we had just passed out of MBBS. We are not gynecologists or something like that, but still we had no option to kind of send her because she had already gone into labor. So we took her into whatever the labor room we had. And the delivery was difficult in the sense the child had a cord around the neck. And there was nothing, no instrument that first it was not coming in because it was a cord around the neck. The child was not coming down, though she was in labor. We did not have any vacuum then. We don't know what to do. But gradually we asked us line up these sprays, either the give fundal pressure and all of those things. Somehow the child came in, and then we realized there is a cord around the neck. And we were like, oh my God, this shouldn't have been normal. This should be a cesarean. The child might strangulate. Now, what to do if we kind of ask her to push? The child was coming down. There was again nothing to do. So there was a Vaseline nearby, Vaseline because it was cold area. We took that Vaseline and literally put so much of Vaseline onto that child so that the cord could slip out of the baby's head, and the baby came out. Okay, the baby came out. He immediately did not cry. And then we both were so scared and like, oh my God, live born, or is it now dead? So we were spanking the baby, holding it upside down, and within that 1 minute up guard, 2 minute up guard, 5. So that's how we count when does the baby cried immediately after birth. The baby did not cry 1 minute, 2 minutes, and we were like praying, oh my God. We did all kind of manure on the baby so that it cried. And at 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes, the baby cried. And we were all so relieved. Oh, finally, the baby. And we were so happy and delighted that we saved the baby in a difficult pregnancy. After that, we went and told the relatives are waiting outside there, ki ladki hui hai. And the look that we got there was ladki hui hai. And like, oh my God, they were like baby kind of things, ki ladki hui hai. We were so happy one moment before that we had such a difficult pregnancy managed in a PHC center, and there so many relatives ladki hui hai after so they did not welcome it. So this experience, I wonder, I mean, we were like, should we cry? Should we laugh? What do we do? My friend Neha lost her temper. She just kind of went and don't you understand what life is so important? But that was not the time. We were like then attending the baby. But this impression or this expression, this experience kind of left an impression on me that it's easy to kind of take a life or deny a life. People kind of easily do suicide or some kind of things where they don't understand how difficult it is to just save one life, but it is easy to take a life, which made me think that probably everybody should be having medicine as one of their course or curriculum in their college. Some basic knowledge about how human life is and how valuable and precious it is, to know that it is not, I mean, you save one life and then you probably talk of taking somebody's life, then only you realize how difficult it is. So this was, I wanted to share when you said about an experience, it just came to my mind and it was an, thank you.
We could feel, especially, when Solanki and when Dr. Smita, they were speaking. See, when you tell a story which you have actually gone through, your emotions flow natural. It flows naturally. It becomes like a, but when you're going to tell a story, for instance, then what happens is you have to bring these emotions into play. That's a very crucial thing. See, I may have to say something very sad without becoming sad. I may have to say something very angry without becoming angry. I have to say something grave without becoming grave. So storytelling also has that part. Apart from, see, when we are sharing personal stories, it's perfectly okay. But when you are actually telling story as a part of, even as a part of communication, education, it's like singing a song. You can sing a song, Bhari Duniya Mein Aakhir Dil, and cry. You can sing Bhari Duniya with all the smile in the face, like Mohammed Rafi does. There, it's a gap. It's a very crucial gap between the teller and the story. It's a very beautiful way of narrating a story, and it makes it all, your way definitely makes an impact. But when you are having that gap, you even know how to structure the whole thing to create a very nice, excellent. People have loved your story, Dr. Smita. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
I also welcome one more storyteller from our MAST group, Shifa. He's another wonderful storyteller. In one of these sessions in the next few weeks, you will have storytelling sessions from her as well. She's another lovely storyteller. Okay. We are coming towards the end of the session. Would anybody else like to tell a story? Rama, would you like to share a story? Yes. Rama Gopalakrishnan would like to share a story. Yeah, please. Would you like to share? Unmute. Would you like to unmute? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. Just now, the speaker before me, she said how the birth of a girl made everybody, kind of go into depression. This I faced 4 days back. A contractor who makes a lot of money, a young chap, he got married last year. And the wife conceived very quickly. And this year was the due date. We somehow knew that the delivery has happened or not happened. That suspense was there. So I met him and I asked, "Oh, Surya, what baby your wife delivered?" He said, "Yes, my wife has delivered." And his face was deadpan, no emotion. I said, "Boy or girl?" Ponnudamma.
Oh.
Na ladki hai. So that expression told 100 words. He was so upset. He didn't share the news with anybody of us. If it were a boy, I would have imagined he would have distributed sweets all around and jumped with joy. What to tell? And then he said, "Yeah, I've come back to work," because he's really sad about the whole thing. But so that is how life is about birth of a girl, even because they are uneducated people. He's a contractor. And he doesn't know that he is the cause for the birth of the girl and not his wife. That also people don't understand. Like she rightly said, in school, you've got to make make people, the children or the students aware of all these things right from the school itself, so that they don't form opinion. Now,
is it just the school or even at home they should start talking about this more often?
See, home, very limited time the child spends. It is more, the children spend more time at school. And school, playway method and all those things, it matters. I mean, the parents don't really have time to sit and, do this kind of a thing.
No, I'm saying, for instance, see, 3 years ago, my granddaughter was born. And we were all waiting at the hospital. My daughter-in-law was in labor for a very long time from the afternoon. It's quite a long time. Finally, at about 8:35 or something, they said, baby born. And my immediate question, what baby? Then my son said, girl baby. The entire set of audience there, about 15 people, all of a sudden, hey, that was the reaction. So it is something like, see, it may not be in the school, but at home, the reaction, that's one way. But the whole reaction was, hey, wonderful. Like we have 3 sons, we don't have. Then mine firstborn is a son, the second-born is a daughter. So when the granddaughter was born, there was celebration. I thought perhaps the time has not yet come for this. And then the poverty and the way the weddings and things like that add and the pressure, perhaps it puts a lot. We do understand that.
Yes. Now I would like to share the case of a patient which really impacted me during my study for my MSc in counseling psychotherapy. We all know Mr. Solanki also may know about this, but I would like to share. There was a psychotherapist, psychologist, psychiatrist called Viktor Franklin. He was born in Austria, Vienna. He was a neurologist, psychiatrist, and also the Nazis took him away to the camp and made him suffer like anything. He went through, even though he was a very famous psychiatrist at that time, they took him away and the soldiers made him suffer like anything. They stripped him, gave him a number, and humiliated him like anything, all through the camp life, Holocaust. He was a person who took the suffering in the right manner, I should say. And then when finally he was out of all that, he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. That is a bestseller and a revealing book in psychiatry. And also he established a theory called the called the logotherapy. Logotherapy, these are psychotherapy is all about, and especially counseling. It involves a lot of talk therapy instead of giving medicines and depressing the patient further, sedatives. You have to talk and make the patient come out of his suffering, whatever he is suffering from, depression, anxiety, panic attack. You have so many things. So this person was very famous because he already had suffered. He knew what to tell the patient to make him come out of his suffering. Once a doctor, he came as a patient to his clinic, Viktor Franklin's clinic. There he said, I really don't want to live anymore.
No.
I loved my wife so dearly, and she passed away 2 years back. I am unable to overcome that grief, and I have left practicing. I have stopped practicing. I don't want to, because I'm so depressed. What should I do in this state? And Dr. Victor, he said, he asked the patient only one question. What would have happened if you had died first and your wife would have had to survive you or her? So first she left, but what if she survived you and you had left her? He says, for her, this would have been terrible. I mean, life without me would have been terrible for her. And definitely she would have suffered like anything. This is what he answered. So what Dr. Victor said to this person, the patient, is, so you have spared her that suffering of she surviving you and life without you. You have spared her that. So now you have to pay for it by surviving her and mourning her. As simple as that. And
Wow.
the patient immediately shook hands, and without a single word, he left the clinic. And I believe he started his practice. He opened his clinic and he started practicing again and helping, healing people. This was a very impactful case history of a patient who had come out of his suffering.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you
there are
for
some
giving me
comments
the
on
opportunity.
logotherapy, which Padma has put for everybody.
Yes, yes.
You can
I
read all
saw
that.
some comment. Somebody
It
was
was wonderful. We have completed 1 hour time, and we'll continue the storytelling week after week. Ultimately, for instance, when Dr. Rama, I call her Dr. Rama Gopal Krishnan, she's a highly erudite scholar. So I think Dr. Rama fits it properly there. So when she said this story.
I have a doctorate in counseling and psychotherapy.
Okay, then I'm right in calling you Dr. Rama Gopal Krishnan. She's also a very good singer, if you have heard her sing. She sings wonderfully. And her Hindi diction is simply awesome. She speaks excellent Hindi. A highly erudite scholar. That's what Seniors Today has done. Brought all of us people together, and we meet excellent people here. And like when she was telling the story, I could feel the lump forming in her throat when she's actually expressing the story of somebody who went through so much suffering, missed his life partner, and then rediscovered the zeal to live just because of an important question that was asked to him. What if was a question that was asked to him. It was wonderful. We would like to bring the proceedings to a close with a small story which I would like to share with you. Leave you reflecting so that we can continue next week in this reflecting mode. A lot of students of a very successful professor all have done very well. Millionaires internationally, they worked very well and they made a lot of money. They came down to the village in which the teacher lived, the professor lived after his retirement, and wanted to see him. They paid a surprise visit to his house. About 24 of them landed, and each of their net worth was something unbelievably big. Professor was so thrilled in having them. They talked about their accomplishments and whatever they have done, their assets, their cars, and bank balances, their international travel. One fellow said, I don't have enough space in the passport for the stamping. Every 1 month I have to go for a different passport or add pages. So finally, the professor said, very good. I'm so happy for you. Let me get you something to drink. So he brought them a huge jug of coffee. And along with that, he brought them a tray full of cups, plastic cups, ever silver tumblers, silver cups, ornately carved cups, okay, some makeshift cups. Then he poured coffee. Then he said to all his students, look at your cups. You instinctively went for the ones which looked good. So there was a rush to grab the silver, the ornate ones, the platinum ones, the paper ones, and the makeshift cups were left behind. But what is it that you wanted? Coffee. Was the coffee good? Did you lose the taste of the coffee in running after the cups? And the students all left with a lot of wisdom. Because one of the students wanted to ask the teacher, sir, what have you made in your life? This teacher's answer was, I made you guys think. That is the best thing that I could have. You'd have made millions, but I made you think. And that's what, as a teacher, I continue to do. And that's what, as storytellers, we want to do. We want people to think, reflect. Be born as a human being, durlabam, manushya janmam durlabam. Okay, from that, jigyasa is further durlabam. And finding a guru is even more durlabam. So in such a kind of human janma where people can live in so much joy, is there not time to reflect? So that's what I would like to leave you with reflection. We will meet again Monday next. Monday next is the 23rd of January. Just for you to recall, it is the birth of, yes, a guy from Bengal called Subhash Chandra.
Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose.
Subhash Chandra, he came up to be called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And on that day, my objective would be, it will be fine if all of us could share stories of freedom fighters, the lesser known ones in particular. Definitely some aspects of Netaji's life I'll be sharing with you. It'll be good if you could share, or any other story. Essentially, story which will give you an impact, which will give, remember the 5 R's: receive, reflect, retain, relate, and retell. If the 5 R's are successfully accomplished, then your story is a great story. So have a wonderful, because Sankranti has come. So I like the way they say it in Maharashtra. No, Godu bola. Let your mouth be full of sweetness, Godu bola. Lovely way they say. Have the tilgul and then Godu bola. It's a lovely way of greeting. Let's all tell lovely stories. Let's tell impactful stories. May you have a wonderful Shankaranti New Year, and we meet. All our programs, please come for tomorrow. We'll have a Guftugu by our Lakshman, who is here. Lax. We will have Guftugu tomorrow. Something, same lines, but different lines. Kuch alag hai, kuch farak hai. And then we'll have dance sessions. We have Antakshari. Usha Jacob had come, but she had to leave, I think. So we'll have Antakshari. We have karaoke sessions. We have health sessions on Saturdays. And on the 22nd in particular, we are having an evening session in which we have quiz, music, dialogues, and so many things. Seniors Today Forum is meant to make the seniors' life that much more exciting. So please see all our programs, enroll. You're welcome. Jaya Lakshmi is joining. Let her join. We'll say hello. I don't want to close down before when somebody is joining. Hi, Jaya. Welcome. Where is Jaya? Hello, Jaya. Wait, she's connected. Hello, Jaya. We have just concluded our storytelling session. But
hello,
thank you.
Mohan. Sorry.
Never mind. Don't.
Is it getting over?
It just got over, but you can share something if you like.
Regarding what, Mohan?
If you want to share a short story or something, which some experience, it must be a short story. If you can share, welcome, because it's, I mean, to have your presence itself is so delightful. We are so happy to see you.
Thank you, Mohan. I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
I think I must have told before, I don't know. But a small thing, there was one, like cows and buffaloes, they go for herding and all that. No, one boy was going, and every day he used to go in the morning, village boy, and he used to go to the, you know, the grounds for that cows and the goats and all that, for the, you know, for khane ke liye, sab wo charane ke liye, they used to go, that boy used to go. And he used to leave the cows and goats like that, and he used to sleep on a bench, like a patthar jaise mein sota tha. So somebody told him, "You koi aane wale jaane wale bol rahe the, why are you sitting like this and sleeping like this? You can do so many things and all that. You be concentrate on your work, look at the cows, goats, everything, and you try to be more active." So that, then the boy said, then after that, what I will do? Then that man said, after that you will, you know, prosper, you will make money, you will become rich. Then what he said? Then you will marry, then you will have children, and you'll have a happy life, you know. So that boy said, why should I do all that? I'm already happy now. Sleeping nice.
अरे अभी कुछ है.
No, really. Why should I do? मैं क्यों? I'm happy and relaxing nicely. अभी बहुत खुश हूँ मैं. I should go, I should work, I should do this, that. इतना सब struggle करना है. Happiness के लिए मैं अभी happy हूँ बोला.
That was wonderful. Thank you very much, Jaya. Thank you very much for bringing so much delight to our show.
Yeah. No, it's correct, no, Mohan.
Indeed. Now, इसमें सोचने वाली बात. I will not say whether it is right or wrong. सोचने वाली बात.
सोचने वाली बात है, but the main thing for a person is to be happy, I feel. Whatever you become, it's not about richness, it's not about property, it's not about wealth, nothing. कैसे भी हो, even if you're in a hut, you be happy. That's what I feel.
मेरे कप वाला स्टोरी है ना, कॉफी इंपॉर्टेंट है या कप इंपॉर्टेंट? आपको कॉफी, आपको आम खाना ही है या गुटली गिननी है?
Yeah, correct. I know, Mohan. I know.
So that's a thought, and whenever Jaya comes, whether it's in music or Guftago, she brings a lot of joy. She's a very good singer. She's a well-renowned actress as well. She's an actress. And it's wonderful to have so many friends. Thank you, seniors, today. Thank you, seniors, today. Thank you, all of you, for being with us.
Tell some small story, Mohan. I'm happy.
Yeah, you could. I'm so happy you could participate. You came and participated.
Yeah, I wanted to participate. Then I had to go out actually. Then suddenly I came, "Arey, Mohan ka hai. Let me check. मैंने on किया, login किया, तो I saw you. So I was happy.
One more thing. ये मोहन का नहीं है, seniors today का है. हम तो instrumental instrument. Some instrument in the hand of seniors today.
Yes, correct.
अरे मोहन नहीं रहेंगे तो कोई सोहन आ जाएगा. फिर भी let's all do good.
A senior student today is that is the main thing. But to tell the story, you're there, no.
That's one. Let's be happy, spread happiness. Like I say, you know, I am like a vibrating rod. आप मेरे से contact करेंगे तो खुश हो जाएंगे.
Yeah. So, correct, Mohan. Correct.
Wish you all a wonderful evening, and we will meet again.
Hi, just one word, sir.
जी बोलिए सुधा जी.
अभी हमारे गुरुजी का 101st बर्थडे सेलिब्रेट किया है.
हाँ.
बाद में, so you must have heard about him, प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज का. तो he also said the same thing. जैसा अभी आपने जो रिपीट किया ना, दूसरों के सुख में अपना सुख है.
अरे
So that was the base of entire.
Very nice. Correct.
दूसरों के भलाई में अपनी भलाई, दूसरों के सुख में अपनी सुख. Pray for others, you will be gained.
इदम शरीरम परोपकाराय. ये शरीर परोपकार के लिए है. Wonderful.
देहोयम साधनम मुक्ते न भोग मात्र साधनम.
अरे
पारम न लभ्यते.
बट सर मैं खाली एक ही चीज कहना चाहता हूँ. सर वर्ल्ड इज चेंजिंग, सिचुएशन इज चेंजिंग. मैंने कई रील्स ऐसे शेयर किए हैं. डोंट बी गुड इन दिस वर्ल्ड. ओके, डोंट बी गुड इन दिस वर्ल्ड. काफी अब तो पता नहीं वो मैंने सेल फोन चेंज किया तो वो मेरे काफी वीडियोस चले गए हैं. Otherwise I would have shared here, because every time your goodness doesn't work.
नहीं, वो एक चीज है सोलंकी जी, आई विल नॉट डिसएग्री विथ यू. आई विल से बी गुड बट बी इंटेलिजेंटली गुड.
एग्जैक्टली
One
बिकॉज
thing, Mohan,
श्री कृष्ण, आप देखिए, ये अगर पुरुषोत्तम राम जैसे आप गुड रहेंगे तो उसके चैलेंजेस बढ़ जाते हैं.
बढ़ जाते हैं. राइट
आपको श्री कृष्ण उनके वो द्वापर युग में उन्होंने जो श्री कृष्ण जैसे खुश रहना, दैट इज समथिंग. आपको खुश भी रहना है, रथ भी चलाना है, फ्लूट भी बजाना है, सब कुछ करना है. दैट्स व्हाई श्री कृष्ण. अब कलयुग में डिमांड्स कुछ ज्यादा है, लेकिन एक चीज है, अच्छे को कभी बुरा नहीं बन. अच्छे से बुरा बनना बहुत आसान है. दैट शुड नेवर. If you are good, it's Ishwara's kripa. It is Ishwara's anukta that I am good. Intelligently, आप कवच पहन लो. कवच पहन. वो क्या नाम है, वो मोहम्मद गोरी को माफ करके छोड़ दिया, वैसे नहीं करना.
बस वही चीज है आजकल का.
गुजरात में रानी थी ना, नायकी देवी, उसके जैसे मारना है घोरी.
સોલંકી સાહેબ,
हाँ
जी.
આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહે છે ને કે ફૂફાડો રાખો, ડંસ ના મારે તો કઈ નહીં.
Exactly. Amna tamne kahu, I will talk in
good.
Hindi so people understand. A
Yeah.
young lady saw a crying baby on the road. Okay. So she thought कि ये तो this lady thought कि मैं इसको help कर देती हूँ. Okay. Now आप समझ लीजिए, young lady है. हिंदुइज्म में तो एक गले में चेन रहता है, हाथ में एक अंगूठी रहती है और एक मोबाइल रहता है. कम से कम 40-50 हजार का सामान रहा होगा उसके पास में. तो दिस स्मॉल गर्ल सेड के she kept on crying. तो she said कहाँ है तुम्हारा घर? तो she just pointed a finger that side. So she started walking at that side. एक दो टर्न लेके एक जगह पे गई, वहां पे एक झोपड़ी था. She went in, तो वो झोपड़ी के अंदर भी उंगली बताया उसने. There was थोड़ा रिमोट एरिया था. तो जैसी वो झोपड़ी में गई तो दो आदमी ने अंदर से उसको पकड़ लिया और बोला कि प्लीज सरेंडर योरसेल्फ, गिव ऑल योर वैल्यूएबल्स करके. नहीं तो चाकू लेके खड़े थे. तो ये 2-3 ऐसी सीरीज आई थी मेरे पास में उस टाइम पे, बिकॉज मैं और भी ग्रुप में कनेक्टेड हूँ. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि सर, योर गुडनेस एवरी टाइम, पहले जैसे आपने कहा कि मुझे
वो लेडी को क्या करना चाहिए था, फोटो लेके इंस्टाग्राम में डाल देना चाहिए.
नहीं, उसको ये करना चाहिए था कि पुलिस
सारी
स्टेशन
पब्लिक आ जाती है उनको हेल्प करने.
नहीं तो पुलिस स्टेशन लेके जा सकती थी. ऐसा चलिए,
मैं वही कहता हूँ ना, आप बी गुड बट बी इंटेलिजेंटली गुड. ऐसा गुड नहीं होना कि भाई इधर थप्पड़ मारो तो ये दिखाओ, वो जमाना गया. वो बोलता है ना मुन्ना भाई, अगर इधर भी मारे तो क्या करना, वापस मारने का. तो यू आर नॉट सपोज्ड टू. भगवान श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं, कर्ण को बोलते हैं मारो. अर्जुन बोलता है ये तो ठीक नहीं है, रथ पे नहीं है कर्ण. बोलता नहीं यार, वो अगर रथ पे बैठ जाए तो वो तुम्हें ये वापस ये कंडीशन नहीं आएगा,
मौका नहीं मिलेगा.
जिसके साथ आपको पीस एग्रीमेंट साइन करना है, साइन करना, वरना आप पीसेस हो जाओ. ठीक है, अभी हिस्ट्री में कभी जाने वाले नहीं. आई डोंट वांट टू गो. तो दैट इज अच्छा रहना है, बट डोंट बी फूलिशली अच्छा. एनीवे, इस सब्जेक्ट में और स्टोरीज, कहानियां सुनेंगे और कहानी और डेवलप करेंगे. मुझे यही है कि भाई, आई यूज्ड टू रिमेंबर अ गुड गुजराती फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन. So I used to ask him Kemcho because he was my classmate. His reply I remember even today. Majama. Kemcho Majama. एक दिन while coming to the college, वो गिर के उसके हाथ में फ्रैक्चर हो गया. I asked him, hey Vinay, Kemcho? He said Majama. अरे यार क्या बात है यार, हाथ टूट गया, Majama. So.
Nanike, Mohan, you know, I had a dialogue some 2 days back. I had a shooting. So in Kannada, I'll tell you. So this Amma, आरोग्यವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Are you healthy? आरोग्यವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? आरोग्य तो हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं ना. आरोग्यವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ. मेरा डायलॉग क्या है, you know? ಸಕಲ ವಿಧವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಧಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಸೌಖ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
अरे वाह.
You know, that's a nice dialogue. I know I'm acting as a grandmother, like, so I say, Amma, those children come and say, Amma, ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸಕಲ ವಿಧವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಧಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ಸೌಖ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. And that means ಸಕಲ ವಿಧವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಧಿಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ I am having all sorts of sickness. In that I am happy.
In spite all problems, I am happy.
Yes, in spite of all that, I am very ಸೌಖ್ಯವಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. You know, everything is connected. ಸೌಖ್ಯ, ವ್ಯಾಧಿ, Arogya, everything, that's all Hindi, Sanskrit, all this connected, all languages.
Wonderful. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for coming. And we'll meet again Monday next. God bless.
Bye, Mohan. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sudha. She's gone.